All right, good day, hi, and welcome. I should fully be in frame, hopefully. I'm in the wide view, so it should be okay. And hopefully the mic's picking me up good. There's no wind, so I thought I'd do an outdoor blog, but not any blog. This blog is one of those blogs. I'm going to do the caveat first, but before I do the caveat, make sure you subscribe, hit that subscribe button and the like button. But this is about sasquatches, bigfoots, yeti, whatever, abominable snowman, dogman possibly, who knows. But my story. How many Sasquatches have I seen? 2. Or at least that's what I thought I saw. Anyway, so I'm just going by what I thought I saw, my memory recollection. Believe me, don't believe me. I've told the story before, and I tell it with the idea in mind that most people are not going to believe you anyway, so you might as well just tell the truth, right? So years ago, hopefully the wind doesn't kick up now, but years ago, my cousin and I, we were building a tree house, and it was like a 3-level tree house, like over a swamp, a neighboring town just up the road. He just lived on the edge of the Otter Lake kind of area. And there was a swamp there, and it kind of, like the treehouse was as dangerous as, I don't know if we were 14, 15, whatever age we were at anyway. And anyway, it's down like that, and then just a swamp, probably maybe about the size of this field here, maybe about 200, 300 yards, whatever it was. And it was getting on to close to evening, and it was, we had just had supper, but we came back out to finish the 3rd level of this treehouse, which gave us a perfect view of the entire swamp. And when we were looking, it was just starting to get dark enough that you could still, light enough that you could still see everything really well, but dark enough that it was like, you couldn't 100% identify anything 100%, right? But enough that you could see if there was a man standing down there, you'd know it was a man. You'd be able to, you wouldn't be able to describe him in full detail, but you would be able to describe him. So we're there, and we're about to call it night. It's about 8 o'clock at night. Can't remember what time of the year. Must have been early spring or whatever. And anyway, we look out and we see something come out into the swamp. Just on the edge of the swamp, maybe, I don't know, come out maybe about 25, 30 feet into the actual swamp itself. And it's standing there. It's really tall. At first we thought it was a moose. We didn't know what it was. And so we're looking, I was like, oh, look at the moose there. Or is that a bear? I don't know. It's too tall to be it's too tall to be a bear. And it looked like it was standing up, right? But then we noticed it had these arms that were kind of swaying. It was really tall, lanky, and it was a black one. And it was just looking at us, and it was doing this. That's all it was doing. And we watched it for about a half an hour, 45 minutes, whatever it was. All of a sudden, it just turned and walked back in the bush, out of the swamp. And we're like, did we see what we saw? We thought we saw. Like, again, we couldn't tell you every single detail on it, but we could tell you it wasn't a moose. We could tell you it wasn't a bear. We knew it wasn't a man in a costume. The thing had to be 9, 10 feet tall, right? Like, I mean, it was big. That's why we thought it was a moose, right? With his head up. But there was no antlers or nothing like that. So it was like, but then the more we looked at it, we could see the outline of a humanoid-like figure. Yeah, I remember just like it was yesterday. Now, again, how many years ago was that? I'm 45 now. And my cousin and I told the story right away to everybody. Yeah, guys, what are you smoking out there? You on drugs? If you're on drugs, tell us. I mean, it's like, no, we're telling you the truth. But him and I have seen so many strange anomaly. We're like brothers Grimm, him and I, my cousin and I. Like all the weird things that have ever happened in my life, it's always with him around. Stuff like that. And, but I do live in an area that is quite legendary. I'm in the Danford Lake area. It is quite legendary, this, surrounding, particularly towards the Otter Lake area, where there's a lot. Now, the second Sasquatch I saw was probably about, don't quote me, but probably about 5 or 6 years ago. And I told the story about it many times, but the second one was way back on the property here, over a swamp, and it was like a light brown, tan brown kind of, see if I can, here we go. Kind of similar to like this leaf here, the light, I don't know if the camera's picking it up or not, but like a light tan brown like that. Maybe even a little bit more blondish than that, maybe a little bit lighter. And he was sitting on the ground with his legs folded. And, kind of like how an Indian sits, that type of thing, like that, cross-legged. And he just watched me. But the thing is I've seen other YouTubers that are starting to talk about this issue and stuff like that. I've always found it fascinating. One of the things that I was never afraid of them. But that said, there is one around, the third one that I know is in the area. I've never seen it myself, but I've heard, several people talk about it for years, and it's a white one. So I don't know if it's just an old one or whatever, but it's all white. And that one you can really obviously make him out because he's bright, right? So, and it was my cousin again, and his wife saw it. As she was doing the dishes or whatever, she looked out the window, and there was this man-like object, white fur the whole way around him, but his face was completely clear, much like a gorilla, but it was bigger. He was like really, but he said this one was short though, and it was really stocky like a gorilla. And it looked at them, and it, for a second, and then ran it, and they both saw it. They both saw it because she freaked out, and they both saw it and ran back in the bush. Now there's been several sightings of that one. The other two, I saw one of them by myself, the beige one or blondish one, whatever. And then the and that one was really far from me, but it was a clear sunny day. I wasn't going to mistake it for anything else. It was maybe about 500 yards from me or whatever, 400 yards, give or take. But I could, so about 4 football fields away, and I was out hunting actually. So it was in the fall. I know that I was out hunting, and I didn't point my rifle or anything at it, but I didn't like the blonde one. I didn't feel threatened by it at all. It was just like, oh, okay, well, I guess that's a Sasquatch. I looked, yeah, it's not a deer, it's a Sasquatch. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, well, that's kind of cool. So I waved at it, didn't do nothing, just sat there, and eventually just got up, and it's like they disappear. So a lot of people say, well, I don't believe you. Okay, well, then don't believe me. But the thing is I mean, one thing that's, a lot of people will kind of, make similar claims that when I saw it, and again, it's people that don't, that they've never looked into it or whatever, so they're not being a hoax, but they always describe the same thing, like its arms, how it sways and how it sits and stuff like that, and how it looks at you and stuff like that. And also too, like some people, like, they're really, really calm. Like to me, I'm really calm when if I see a grizzly bear, as long as it's not charging at me, I'm okay. You know what I mean? There's no grizzlies up here, but I would be kind of scared of that because there hasn't been brown bears or a brown bear around here is like, that's probably, you're more likely to see Sasquatch than a brown bear around here. So, but black bears, if I see them, I don't get all, I look around for the cubs. If I see cubs, then I know it's an old lady and I'll just back off. But, I don't get nervous or anything like that or scared around them because I just look at it, well, it's just another part of nature, right? Another story is my grandfather back in World War II was basically, they were marching, I don't know where they were, it was probably somewhere here in Canada, I guess under the training or whatever, and they were marching down this really long road, and it went down and it kind of did one of these things, and it said it was like the longest road you can imagine. It was really cold. It was like, back in the 40s, it was a lot colder than what it is now. And, it was like minus 45, minus 50, whatever it was. And they said they saw this man way up ahead, really tall. But he was all white, and he was like really, really, really tall. And when they got there, they couldn't find his tracks. And he was right on the road. They couldn't find his tracks. They couldn't find his, and they all saw it. They all saw it. So it's like, what are these things? Who knows? Are they mystical? No, I don't know. Maybe. Are they just some sort of really intelligent, or intelligent enough to be hidden? I mean, think about it. If it was a primate of some sort that was like a stopgap between humans and apes, well, chances are it's probably more intelligent than the average ape, enough to know that we are probably too dangerous for it to really reveal itself to us, whatever. But yeah, to me, I never found them threatening or anything like that. But I always found the stories of Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Yeti, Dogman. Our Dogmen, basically, I'll make a separate video on that. But are the Dogmen, are they werewolves or are they Yetis? Or Sasquatch or whatever, or Bigfoot. You tell me, right? Maybe we're all looking at the same thing. Who knows? But anyway, I'm going to leave it at about that. And again, believe it, don't believe it. It's just I seen another YouTuber start talking about the stuff he saw and stuff like that. I was like, oh yeah, that I think is a good topic to bring up again because it's always really good. But even if I knew exactly where there was one, I wouldn't tell you exactly where it was. Why? Because I just don't want people hurting it. They're too rare, you know. They're too rare. So, but I'd probably go and hang out with it. I'd bring them gifts and stuff like that, you know. Buy them a T-shirt or something. I don't know. Bar of soap, maybe. Apparently they stink. I never got close enough to actually smell one, so. But apparently they don't smell so good. But one thing I thought about is the reason why they probably don't leave footprints everywhere is probably because they move it. If they are part primate, they would be moving in the trees, so they wouldn't leave any footprints, right? So that's probably how they can get away, and then they leave the odd footprint once in a while. Who knows? That's my take. You guys tell me what you think. All right. Anyway, have yourselves a great day, eh?